When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Get business done with the new American Express Graphite Business Cash Unlimited card. With unlimited 2% cash back on all eligible purchases, unlimited 5% cash back on flights and prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel Online, and a flexible spending capacity that can grow with your business, you'll have the confidence to keep building. Apply today and earn a welcome offer of $1,500 cash back after you spend $50,000 in qualifying purchases on your new card within the first 6 months of card membership. Terms apply. Learn more at go.amex/graphite.
Now playing on Netflix, The Hawk. From the mind of Will Ferrell.
Oh, mama, I'm back.
Comes a new original series.
Get ready, get ready. That's it. Did I stutter?
When an iconic pro golfer
Lonnie,
Honka!
takes one last swing at greatness,
you were a big shot golfer.
I still am a big shot golfer.
no one
Dad, I'm the Hawk now.
will stand in his way.
That's how it's done.
The Hawk, now playing only on Netflix.
This summer, soccer is here, and so are the watch parties. And Uber Eats has your game day essentials covered. Everything you need to keep your crowd happy, delivered straight to your door. Get wings, pizza, chips, dips, fresh ingredients, and more. Keep the soccer going and all your game day essentials flowing. Order in so you can lock in for the games. Only on Uber Eats for a limited time.
Before we begin, quick disclaimer. Nothing in this episode should be considered investment advice. Results discussed have not been independently vetted. Any claims made by the guests have not been verified. The content is for educational purposes only. Views expressed by the guests do not reflect those of the host or this show. What if the biggest limitation on how often you travel isn't time, but the belief that every trip has to cost thousands of dollars? Think about how many times you've considered attending a conference, accepting a speaking opportunity, visiting someone important, or taking your family overseas, only to look at the airfare and hotel prices and decide it wasn't worth it. But what if travel expenses were no longer part of that decision? Most of us already use credit cards and participate in rewards programs. Yet we may be earning too few points, using the wrong cards, overlooking valuable benefits, or redeeming our points for a fraction of what they could actually be worth. My guest today, Jason Steele, has spent more than 20 years mastering the world of credit card, rewards, points, and miles. His family receives approximately $50,000 to $80,000 worth of travel each year. Not because they spend millions of dollars, but because Jason understands how to earn and redeem rewards strategically. In this episode, we discussed the 3 factors that determine whether a credit card is truly valuable, how sign-up bonuses work, whether applying for multiple cards damages your credit, how to protect yourself against points inflation, and why paying cash isn't always the financially superior choice. This conversation is ultimately about more than free flights or luxury hotels. It's about removing travel costs as barrier to the relationships, experiences, and opportunities that could change your life. Let me ask you the question at the heart of today's episode. How much would you travel and what opportunities would you pursue if travel didn't cost you anything? Morning, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Financial Freedom Podcast. I've got a very special guest with us today, Jason Steele, and he is the author of Travel for Free, Earn and Spend Travel Rewards, Points, and Miles to Make Your Travel Dreams Come True. We're part of the same Pluto Summit Voices cohort, and I'm happy to have him on and share his advice. Jason, welcome.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Briefly introduce yourself, and we'll dive into the conversation.
I'm Jason Steele. I have been an award travel enthusiast for over 20 years. Since 2008, I've been contributing as a freelance writer to articles for different outlets. My big claim to fame would be that I was the first contributor to the Points Guy way back in 2000. Then I founded and produced CardCon conference for the financial credit card industry. I wrote that book. Lately, I've shifted my attention from writing articles to helping people one-on-one doing award travel consultations. Never fail to see my clients save tens of thousands of dollars worth of travel.
What's interesting, when I first met you, I thought you were the Points Guy because you only know him as the Points Guy. How did you get started in this? It was a hobby and you turned it into a passion. How did you get started?
I had always been interested. I'd use my freaking flyer number and get points. I'd use a credit card, get points. Back in my wife and I bought an old house. It was like 80 years old at the time. We decided to fix it up. At the time I was doing business travel, I signed up for a few promotions, put a lot of renovation expenses on a credit card. All of a sudden, our next trip overseas was in business class because we'd earned enough miles that we could redeem them for a business class ticket. And we were giddy, ecstatic, laughing when they brought back out a dessert tart. We looked around and said, wow, I think we're the only people on this plane in business class who took the bus to the airport. It was really neat. I'm the kind of person, when I find something that really piques my interest, I dive headlong into it. And I call it a healthy obsession because it's not like I stop doing work, stop taking showers, live in the basement, don't eat. No, I continue to function, but I spend a lot of my spare time researching things. Another example would be like I took a flight lesson once, and within a couple of years, I had a commercial rating and I was the flight instructor just because I want to know everything there was to know about it. So I did that with points and miles, which is certainly easier than flying an airplane. No one ever got killed redeeming points the wrong way, that's for sure. I started doing that in 2008. I was really bored of my job. I started writing about personal finance, travel, and credit cards. Quickly discovered there was a fountain of demand for freelance writing on these subjects. And there were very few people at that time who were specializing in these areas. Very quickly, I started writing for a number of outlets as a credit card user, but later an expert when it comes to award travel. Very obsessed with award travel, want to travel for free. That snowballed into the dozens of outlets that I've written for.
To give the audience what's possible, for example, you hear about coupon clippers. A lot of people are like, that sounds too much work. You're not getting much. Get people how much work to be put in the output rewards you can get from having this skill.
I like to say you can clip coupons for 50 cents off a peanut butter. Typically, my family will consume about 50 to 80 a year worth of travel. There's just no way to save that kind of money clipping coupons. Yes, there is work involved. If you enjoy thinking about planning travel, you'll spend a few hours a month on this. The payoffs in the tens of thousands of dollars a year make it well worth it. Other people are less engaged. They get a few credit cards that are right for them. They might spend a little bit more time booking an award trip than they would a trip with dollars. Then again, it's all worth it when you do things like the Plymouth Summit that we went to. I flew there for free using my points and miles. I stayed at a nearby hotel using the benefits from one of my credit cards. Had I had to pay for all of it out of pocket, maybe $1,500, I still would have went, but it made it from a question of what would it be worth $1,500 to, oh, I can do it for free. I have a couple days to spare. Why not?
For the moments that matter, choose Curad Naturals. Infused with aloe vera and vitamin E, Curad Naturals bandages protect your unexpected scrapes, cuts, and burns while also moisturizing your skin. Find deeper relief with natural ingredients you can trust to start the healing. When life's surprises call for the best, choose Curad, a deeper level of care. Shop the full collection on Amazon or visit curad.com to learn more.
Another question, because you mentioned $80,000 worth of free travel. How does that compare to people that are putting points and miles on their credit card?
The average person who's a little bit engaged with the loyalty programs, they'll have a single credit card that maybe gives them 1 point per dollar. At the end of the year, the average person might come up with 50,000 points. So they're redeeming that for $500 worth of travel. If that gets a couple on a round trip ticket somewhere inexpensive, they're usually pretty happy with that. Wow, I've earned 100 worth of, we took this trip to Orlando and such. I work on the extremes. Not only will I sign up for credit cards, my wife and I will both sign up for credit cards that give us hundreds of thousands of points as a sign up. Then we'll maximize the points we earn. We'll use a particular credit card that might give us 4 points per dollar at the grocery store, 3 points per dollar on travel, 5 points per dollar on airfare. Usually that I'm booking for someone else because my trips are free. We'll end up with hundreds of thousands of points a year. On top of that, we're going to redeem our points in the most efficient way possible. What's easy to call up Chase or Amex Travel and get 1 cent per point. I will scour the possibilities of transferring my points to airline miles or hotel points. getting the maximum value for that. One of the stories I told at the Pluto Summit was how my father and daughter went to Europe. They spent 100,000 points each round trip, business class to Europe, getting approximately 5 cents value per point redeemed. For about a $5,000 ticket, they only spent 100,000 points. That's one of the ways you can maximize your points and miles. There's tips and tricks that I share with my clients on our travels.
You have a practice where people pay you for these types of to listeners. What would be the biggest bang? Is it a sign-up bonus?
The biggest bang for your buck will be getting the sign-up. The sign-up bonus is one of the 3 reasons you select a credit card. The other reason will be for the points and miles you earn on your day-to-day purchases. And most cards will earn 1 point. Good cards will earn 1.5 points, 2 points, maybe bonuses up to 8 points per dollar. Then there's how you spend your points. It's as important as how you earn your points. The third thing is the benefits. A lot of credit cards come with benefits, not just lounge access, but statement credits, cash statement credits for certain purchases. While it might have a hefty annual fee, I give my clients a list of all the different ways they can get those statement credits to offset that annual fee. It works out nicely because you're left with earning lots of points and intangible benefits like the airport business lounge access.
It's interesting. My Amex Platinum, it's 95. My wife is 95. If you look at the return, you get probably $8,000 worth of benefits from.
They claim a large number. You and I will never meet the person who is able to take advantage of all. One of the advantages my clients have is they get to hear things that I don't or can't write about. And there are ways to cash out those benefits rather than spend money on the thing that you're getting the benefits from. That's one of many things that I can't write about. I expect a lot of pushback from the card issuers if I wrote about some of these things. But if I'm telling my clients over a Zoom call or in person, they're pretty impressed.
Most physicians are great at making money, but terrible at growing it. You work 60-hour weeks while your savings sit in accounts earning basically nothing. NERP changes this. It's algorithmic trading designed specifically for busy professionals who don't have time to watch markets. AI-powered strategies that work while you're seeing patients. No day trading, no guesswork, just systematic wealth building designed for people with demanding careers. Built for physicians who want their money working as hard as they do. Check out start.nerp.com/doctors. That's start.nerp.com/doctors to learn more. Links in the show notes below. Note, NERP is a paid sponsor of this episode. All trading carries risk and results vary, so do your own research. This isn't financial advice. Somebody that's listening to this, the average consumer, is piqued their interest. What can they do to start implementing what you've described?
The first thing I tell them to do is go to my website. They can find the book that you held up. They can schedule a 15-minute informational call with me to learn about my award travel consultations. One of the comparisons I made at the summit was, you hurt your knee. Most people don't want to go to medical school or buy a medical textbook. They want to go to the doctor who tells them, this is what's wrong. This is how you fix it. The thing I'm trying to fix is paying for travel. Just like a doctor, it's different for everybody. A friend of mine in San Diego is going to choose a different credit card than I will here in Denver. I have access to different airlines. Maybe I want to travel once a year in business class to Europe, and my friend would prefer to travel twice in economy. You have personal factors that go into customized award travel plan that I create for my clients.
What about point inflation? People that flew on Spirit had points and miles and now they're gone. How do you avoid losing all of that?
Spirit was an unusual case. It's the first airline to cease operations in the United States in 20 years. Secondly, Spirit did not have a viable points and miles program. I personally don't know anyone who's collecting Spirit points and miles. It made very little value to begin with. I haven't heard of anyone who said, oh no, I've lost my Spirit points. I don't think that's something to worry about. Could it happen? Sure. We could also have an earthquake in Denver. I've lived here 30 years. I don't worry about that much. In terms of points inflation, every year, the number of points required for an award will go up. There's 2 other factors. First, it's the point inflation on the earning side. When I started this hobby 20 years ago, it was rare to get more than 1 point per dollar spent. Now you can get 4, 5, sometimes 8 points per dollar. It was rare to get more than 25 or 35,000 points to sign up for a credit card. I have offers sitting on my desk right now for 250,000 points for signing up for a new credit card. Finally, we also have inflation with dollars. Airline prices have skyrocketed this year. The cost of an award ticket has not kept pace with the cost in dollars. Whereas my 100,000 point ticket might have been worth $4,000 or $5,000 this time last year, it might be worth $6,000 or $7,000 now. And the airline hasn't increased that particular reward.
Another question is, for example, what are your favorite credit cards to hold?
I have a list of my favorite credit cards. I am a big fan of the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the American Express Platinum. Those are both very high annual fee, but high benefits and rewards cards. A little bit lower in the cost is the Capital One Venture X. It's only $395 annual fee, which sounds like a lot until you learn that you immediately get a $300 travel benefit. Your net annual fee is only $95. That'll get you into some pretty nice lounges here in Denver, but also in a few other cities. Those are my favorite cards right off the bat.
Someone listened to this, they're like, oh, I don't want to apply for so many credit cards.
It's a myth that applying for credit cards will hurt your credit score. If you apply for lots of credit cards in a short amount of time, you'll get a small but temporary dip in your credit score. If you have a 780 credit score, you apply for 3 or 4 credit cards, your credit score will drop down to 760 or 765 for a few months. That's still considered excellent. You'll still qualify for any credit card you apply for. It's not permanent. Having more credit cards is like having a more positive credit history. As long as you manage your credit cards responsibly, additional credit cards will add to your positive credit history and help your credit score.
How about once you get approved for these credit cards and get the points benefits, is it a one-time thing or is it a continuous relationship like the MX Platinum?
With some credit cards, I find that they have a very large sign-up bonus, and I'm happy to receive that. But over time, I don't find value from that card. I move on. I cancel the card. Other cards that I get with a high sign-up bonus, I am surprised by the strong value it delivers, and I keep the card long-term. Other cards might not even have much of a sign-up bonus, but I recognize immediately the long-term value of rewards and benefit. That's going to be a combination of those 3 factors. If the card doesn't seem to be pulling its weight after 1 year, if it hasn't earned my business, I have no qualms about canceling. It's not worth it for me. It's the same way you probably would with any other kind of subscription. You subscribe to an entertainment streaming service. After a year, you're like, didn't really see much good content here. You cancel it. Same thing with a credit card.
This audience has a lot of doctors. There was a post on one of the blogs talking about how this doctor only pays cash. He was saying credit cards are evil. He claimed that you lose money by signing up for all of these benefits and bonuses than paying cash. Is that true or not?
That's absolutely false. There's people out there who subscribe to the theory that credit cards are evil. Credit cards are a powerful financial tool. And I would not want someone to have a credit card who's unable to manage it responsibly any more than I want someone to hold a power tool that's unable to use it responsibly. I'd say the number of people unable to use credit cards responsibly, I would argue with them for a second if they said debit cards or cash is better for me. The rest of people able to manage credit cards responsibly are able to reap huge rewards from their credit cards. I get an average of 3, 4, 5% in value for each transaction with the points and miles that I receive. Getting the sign-up bonuses are even greater. There's all sorts of other promotions that allow me to realize 50,000 more of rewards every year. And I am not spending $1 million. This is far more than 5% of what my annual spend is. If you do this right, there's extreme value out there. If you do it wrong, yes, of course it can hurt you.
How can people connect with you and learn more?
JasonSteele.com. On my website, there's different things there. You could see a list of my favorite credit cards and what makes those cards unique and special. I offer a free 15-minute consultation to tell you more about my work travel consults, if they may be right for you. My work travel consultations are 2 hours long. I go through all your credit cards, points and miles, travel habits, your travel goals and dreams. And I develop a work travel strategy that's ideal for you, your household. I send it to you in writing so you can follow along. I support you via email along the way. I charge $400 for a 2-hour consult, especially considering that the vast majority of my clients save tens of thousands of dollars a year. I think it's a bargain. Most of my clients enjoy it. I enjoy talking to them. For some people, they're saving money. For others, they're traveling more than they would have otherwise. I asked this question in my book: how much would you travel if it didn't cost anything? What family members, friends would you see in person regularly if you could travel to visit them for free? What business opportunities would you take? Say you're a doctor and there's a conference and you're on the fence. It's expensive to travel to the hotel. What if the travel in the hotel didn't cost a thing? Maybe they invited you to speak at that conference, but aren't paying for your travel. Now it's a no-brainer. I'm going to take a couple of days. Air and hotel is free. I'm going to attend that conference. Who knows what kind of business opportunities you might get? The upside is dramatic. I've had family members, clients come to me emotional about how this has changed their life. In a world where people are chatting and social media, there's no substitute for getting on a plane and seeing a loved one, a friend, even a client.
You mentioned $80,000 worth of reward travel is amazing. It's high 5-6 figures.
That number, I'll explain it. My wife and 3 kids, we will do a business class trip about every year. The cost tickets could be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 round trip. I'll stay in hotels maybe 60 nights a year. The average cost of a hotel room that I'll stay in might be $200, $300, $400, $500. Sometimes we'll get a suite upgrade so that now we're talking about $1,000 a night room. I'll take at least 2 domestic trips a month. I was in Charlotte, New York, and Tampa already this month, and it's only the 19th. I'm taking my family to Italy next month. It's a lifestyle. You don't have to travel that much. If I could travel for free, it's pretty hard to say no to a fun trip or a valuable business trip.
Thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate the talk. Keep up.
Great to see you again.
Let's zoom out. If you're a physician, founder, or high-income professional, and you feel like you're working harder every year, but not structurally freer, you're not alone. The mistake isn't effort, it's architecture. This show exists to help you convert expertise into scalable leverage, faster and with fewer expensive missteps. Here's the diagnostic I mentioned before. If your income requires your constant presence, if your capital isn't compounding outside your profession, if your highest value talent is doing low value tasks, you don't have a growth problem, you have a leverage design problem. And if you want to fix it with clarity instead of guesswork, I offer a limited number of one-on-one leverage strategy sessions each month. We audit your income model, capital deployment, authority positioning, and structural bottlenecks, and design your highest return move. If you're serious about compressing years into months, the link to apply is below.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping. Get styled.
Not today, sweatpants. Somebody's wearing jeans that fit.
Wow! No photos, please. I'm just a regular dad who happens to have a stylist.
I really look my best when someone else makes the decisions.
Hey, we can all see you two-way mirrors.
Just share your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today at StitchFix.com.
I want to hug you. I'm going to hug you. I'm coming in for a hug.